how do you decide to form? When I think of Wu-Tang, for me, it's the first group of its kind. It doesn't feel like a continuation of a lineage. But for you, did you feel like it was part of a lineage of groups that had come before?
To be honest, it felt, I mean, look, there's other groups I got to give respect to. Cold Crush Brothers, like I said, Fantastic Freaks, or the Fantastic Five, the Furious Five, Treacherous Three, Fearless Four. I mean, I give all respect to those brothers, but I didn't see Wu-Tang Clan as none of that.
It's not. It's nothing like those.
It was more of a kung fu clan. You know what I mean? So there's certain movies that just really touched me when I was young. You know, there's a movie called The Brave Archer. And in this movie, The Brave Archer, there's a beggar clan. There's hundreds of them, man. And you know them, you know? Or even Shaolin, you know, the Shaolin movies. It's like there was a movie where every Shaolin got burned down and everybody had to flee and take their secret techniques. And you only knew one when they had certain hand signals. That became like my psyche. You know what I mean? The 5 Deadly Venoms. You know what I mean? The 10 Tigers of Kwantung. In fact, the 10 Tigers of Kwantung, or Canton, if you pronounce it properly, is probably the movie that I could have modeled some of the Wu-Tang members as. You know what I mean? And there's another movie called The 8 Diagram Pole Fighters, with 8 brothers all fighting for the country, loyalists. And those 2 movies could be the movies that inspired me to realize that we can move as a clan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just 5 Deadly Venoms, because 5 is a lot too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to move as a clan, I would think that I kind of was inspired by the art of martial art films, the chivalry, the brotherhood, the one man would die for the other.
How'd you get into martial arts films?
My first movie I ever saw was Tom Sawyer Huckleberry Finn movie. My second movie is Star Wars. My third movie is The Swarm. And my fourth movie is a double feature, which was a Bruce Lee movie called Fury of the Dragon, which was just an edited movie of all his Kato things put together, and Black Samurai with Jim Kelly. Right? Those are my first 5 movies. And if you look at me if you look at what that means to me, the Force is my spirituality, right? Lightsaber. The Swarm, Killer Bees, Wu-Tang Killer Bees. Okay? The Kung Fu movies is all in my blood. You know what I mean? And I think the writing of Mark Twain and the storytelling is all in my blood. I think those early movies really like imprinted something on me. And plus the people who I was seeing them with. I was seeing them with my uncle, who was just, you know, a father figure in my life. He's the one that took the time to take me to see a movie, you know? And we talk, you know, the man who would take you to the movie and talk to you after the movie was over, which I now do with my children now. We don't just watch a movie. We watch it. After the movie's done, we sit down and we spend 15 to 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, depending on the movie, and we talk about it. So those movies probably have the big inspiration, but the Kung Fu movie had the biggest. And so then my cousin Vince had took me down to 42nd Street. It was a Kung Fu triple feature. So you could imagine, for $1.50. And so that became my stimulation, to the point that by the time I was a teenager, me and ODB, we would play hooky in those theaters. You know? We was those kids in the theaters with a joint, cutting school, watching movies.